Hello. How do you handle hate? I don't know why everybody asks me that. Everybody likes me. Jokes aside, I am asked how to deal with hate, how to handle hate so often. So I'm going to make this YouTube video in hopes of helping other creators, influencers, anybody in the public spotlight to any extent. Hopefully this will help you, I don't know, manage it, deal with it, not internalize it, whatever the case may be, I don't know. I'm used to quick short form content, so forgive me if this video is just me rambling incoherently. Disclaimer, everyone is different. Some things might work for you, some things may not. Take the meat, leave the bones. Disclaimer, this video is much less applicable if you have actually done something wrong. Notice how I said did something wrong, done something wrong, not just something that people disliked or disagreed with. People get mad at everything, people dislike everything, but if you've actually done something wrong, the correct recourse is accountability, not blocking it out. There is a difference between receiving hate and doing something unacceptable and people objecting to it. Last disclaimer, it's probably super echoey in here, the audio is probably shit, and there are tons of cars going by. I am not in studio today, so no mic, no soundproof walls. Apologies in advance. I'm gonna split this video into two parts. The first part is going to be the mental aspect, what your mental state should be in situations like crazy internet backlash, crazy internet hate brigades, whatever you'd want to call them, what your mental state should be, what your perspective should be, what headspace you should be in. And the second part is going to be actionable things, how you should actually respond to hateful situations, hate on the internet, in my personal opinion. So, the mental state. First and foremost, you need to know who you take opinions from. And don't worry, I've made you a chart. Not everyone who has an opinion about you deserves to be taken seriously, deserves to be heard, deserves any airtime. And this chart will help you know who does and who doesn't, who's who. First on the list, first on the chart is you. You need to develop a strong sense of self so that you are confident in the decisions you make and the way you behave. A strong sense of self-awareness, confidence, things that can come from you internally so you're not looking outward for validation. The less outward validation you need, the better off you're going to be because people's opinions aren't going to impact you as much. Next on the list, next in the chart is people who care about you. Friends, family, you get to decide whoever is in that bracket, but it's people who care about you. We listen to their opinions, we take their opinions into consideration because we know that they care about us and are giving us their opinion from a place of love, from a place of wanting us to succeed. We know that they aren't just bitter weirdos on the internet trying to hurt our feelings or attacking us out of their own insecurity or projecting onto us. They are people who actually want to see us do well. And lastly on the list, lastly on the chart, are people who are experts in their field or experts in yours, i.e. people who actually have the merit to critique you. People on the internet like to hide their hatred behind the guise of constructive criticism, despite them not constructing anything themselves. We don't take opinions from people like that. We take opinions from ourselves, we trust ourselves, we have a strong sense of self. We take opinions from people in our circle who care about us, who we trust, who we know want us to do well, and we take opinions from people who actually have the merit to critique us, experts in our field or experts in theirs. Next, you need to remember and really understand the type of people who take the time out of their day to obsessively hate on others. I'm booked and busy. Couldn't be me. Couldn't be you. We have better things to do with our time. So why would you accept opinions or care about opinions from people whose contribution to society is being mad about and talking about obsessively others who do not know they exist? Next, remember that most people's opinion of you will have absolutely no impact on your life. People can rage on Twitter about you, on Reddit about you, in your comment section about you, work themselves up into a tizzy, and 9 times out of 10, it will impact your life not at all. Most people, despite their delusions of grandeur, are completely irrelevant to your life, your bigger picture, your goals, your dreams, etc. So, ignore it and move on. Ultimately, I feel like I'm closing out the mental state portion of this video by saying it is not your job to be everybody's favorite person. It is not your job to control everybody's opinion of you. Let people think and say whatever they want while you remain too busy to care. Now, for actionables. The way I think you should actually respond to hate. First, I need to put something into perspective that I think a lot of people forget or just don't realize, and it works against them. The internet is not real life. And not in the sense that there aren't consequences for our actions on the internet, and not that the internet can't give us real life opportunities, but more so in the sense that ways you would normally react to hate, disrespect, things you don't like in the real world, like getting angry, getting sad, etc., is not going to work over the internet and is going to work against you because people are going to laugh at you. Picture adults screaming into their cell phone over Instagram Live or screaming in videos on TikTok. So, one, you should never respond to hate unless it's going to help you or benefit you more than it benefits the person sending you hate. Most of the time, people hate on other people for attention, just to get a response, just to get you to turn your head, and you should never give them that unless you benefit somehow. If it makes you money, if it gives you content, if it entertains your audience or the people in your circle, fine. But if all it's going to be is you lashing out on someone because in the moment you're upset or bothered, don't bother. Pay these people dust like they deserve. If you do respond, I suggest making some sort of joke of it. Make it clear that you don't take it seriously and that you don't give a fuck. Because you shouldn't. For two, surround yourself with good people. And I know this has less to do with responding specifically to hate, but more so how to keep things like that from impacting your real life. Surround yourself with people who can keep you grounded, who can pull you out of the internet, who can bring you back to reality and remind you that Twitter and TikTok are not the world. People who can remind you that you're still loved and that the sun is still going to rise in the morning. Because internet backlash can feel really big, especially if you're not used to it. Being hated on for no reason by hundreds of thousands or hundreds to thousands and millions, whatever, of strangers, it can be a lot if you've never dealt with it before, or generally for anyone. For three, use the block button liberally. There is a niche group of freaks on the internet who try to make it seem like blocking people is problematic or crossing a boundary in some way or inappropriate. They're wrong. I don't know how people haven't grasped this yet, but despite what their parasocial delusions would have them believe, we are all strangers. You should block anyone who negatively impacts your online experience. You owe these people nothing. They're strangers. One of the best things the internet has given us is the ability to curate our experience and who we interact with. Do that. Lastly, I know I said that validation should not and really cannot come from an external source, but there is something that I learned from Austin Kleon, who is an author and an artist, that I think everyone should do. Even though you yourself should be able to tell yourself that you have purpose and value, it's always nice to hear that you have positively impacted other people. Make a folder, keep a bookmarked tab, keep screenshots, anything that you can of people letting you know how your art, your work, your words, your wisdom, anything of that nature has positively impacted them that you can look back on darker days or days that things are getting to you. I also think in general, to harvest those things, to find those things, you have to interact with people that are showing you love, and it's always smart to give good energy, to show love to people who are showing you love. Creators, influencers, celebrities always get backlash for only responding to people who are saying rude things to them, and in a way that's rewarding bad behavior. Pay as much attention to people who are sending you love as you do, or more so than people who are saying mean things about you. Anyway, that's basically the end of this video, and I think I'm just going to close it out by saying, keep going. That's what matters at the end of the day, that you keep going, that you don't let angry, bitter, hateful, jealous, whatever the case may be type of people who bring negativity into a space that should be fun for you or interesting for you, anything of that nature, enjoyable in any capacity, don't let them take that joy from you. Keep making content, keep sharing your opinion, keep making art, keep doing what you do. The right people will gravitate toward it and love it and give you positive energy, and the wrong people will identify themselves quickly and you can sift them out. I love y'all. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm sorry if it was a little awkward, a little choppy. I don't do YouTube often. I'm very used to short form content, so please go follow me on TikTok. Follow me on Instagram as well, and on Twitter. There will be more content coming on YouTube very soon. I have a lot of really exciting announcements for 2023, and I can't wait to show them to you.